For as long as I've been playing Helldivers 2, I have firsthand witnessed some pretty nasty bugs and bad updates. One of them notably being Into the Unjust, which was probably one of the most unoptimized updates in Helldivers history. But I've been wanting to talk about how Helldivers 2 is doing currently. To be more precise, I want to talk about the issues in this game. Just a heads up, some of these complaints may be more of a personal issue than others, but I will stand on the fact that they should be fixed. With that being said, let's move on to the first issue. First, let's talk about the broken enemies. The core entertainment factor of Helldivers 2 is the enemies. The enemies themselves are judged by how difficult they are, how fun they are to fight, or how buggy they are. So when an enemy is both not fun and is buggy as shit, it becomes a problem. And to my distaste, this game has plenty of those kinds of enemies. Starting off with the Dragon Roach. These are just a giant pain in the ass. Giving a Bottle-Titan wings is cool in concept, but when fighting it, you realize just how miserable it is. Because there's one giant problem with the Dragon Roach. It's that it has a literal aimbot. No matter how hard you try to dodge its fire breath, it still manages to hit you. Try to warp out of the way, you'll still be hit. Try to jump with a jump pack, you'll still be hit. Driving in the recon car, you'll still be fucking hit. It will always hit you because the hitbox of this attack is so goddamn huge that it is impossible to dodge. And good luck getting away from this enemy because this fucker spawns a lot. The Dragon Roach is also very hard to take down due to its constantly moving and jacks up its hitboxes even more. The only real counter I can offer you against this enemy is wearing anti-flame armor. Next is the Flesh Mob, which arguably is way less of a pain in the ass than the Dragon Roaches. I'll even take a stand and say that these guys ain't shit compared to the majority of enemies in this game. The Flesh Mob does need fixing, but not because they're difficult or unfun, but because the Flesh Mob is broken as hell. Despite Arrowhead fixing some issues with the Flesh Mob, they are still buggy as shit. These guys will spawn in places they aren't supposed to, rendering them completely harmless. Other times, they'll just clip through objects like cars just to hit you, even though that was supposed to be fixed. The Flesh Mob isn't a pain in the ass, it just needs more bug fixing. The same could not be said for the War Strider. Dear God, these abominations need help. They are the sole reason I consider bringing Anti-Tank for some automaton missions. These guys aren't fun for a lot of reasons. First off, their weak point, being leg joints, are inconsistent and annoying as hell to hit. Good luck hitting it if this fat ass turns around constantly. And also, due to the leg joint being small as shit, you can very easily miss or hit the massive legs instead, which ultimately just wastes ammo. Second off, they spam the fuck out of their attacks. You will barely get time for breathing when the War Strider spams its 12 grenades that, by the way, you cannot dodge and you will be ragdolled. And after that bullshit, its rail cannon attacks can take half your health, meaning you can easily get two-tapped. So good luck with surviving both of these attacks. Third off, if too many guys spawn and launch their grenades, the game will lag the fuck out. Maybe it's just a me issue, but at the same time, it's been an issue for a long ass while. Moving on, we have forgotten weapon customization. When weapon customization was first added to the game more than a year ago, everyone was stoked because it meant we had new ways to not only progress in-game, but also to upgrade the weapons we liked. Cut forward to now, where weapon customizations just got left in the dust by Arrowhead. While some weapons do have lots of customization options, other weapons had never gotten customizations added and are stuck with 1 to 2 basic customizations. These weapons include weapons with only 1 or less customizable options, being the Sickle, the Double-Edged Sickle, the Punisher Plasma, the Variable, the Blitzer, the Exploding Crossbow, the Halt, the Double Freedom, the Slugger, the Deadeye, the Constitution. And then there's the weapons with 2 customizable options, being the 1-2, the Dominator, the Purifier, the Trident, the Scorcher, the Eruptor, and the Punisher, the regular one. This is accounting for weapons that I have, by the way. In total, there are more than 18 plus primary weapons, not counting collab weapons, that lack weapon customization. And to make things even worse, weapon customization only goes to the primaries. Not a single secondary has a customizable option. Support weapons also never got a customization update. This system was added and then never got another proper update. What exactly was the plan from Arrowhead? Then we have vehicle customization. This has been in the game for even longer and it is yet to see any actual use in gameplay. All the system does is change your mechs, FRVs, and the single tank we have and makes it a different color. That's it. That's all it does. There's not an actual useful customization in this system. It's just to make our vehicles look a different shade of color. Because if vehicle customization was actually useful, it wouldn't allow Arrowhead to bank off of Helldivers into buying new war bonds. I'm looking at you, EXO experts. Vehicle customization could have been great, but instead it's just useless. And where exactly did ship modules go, Arrowhead? They've been the exact fucking same for multiple years now. Now that we have more vehicles, you could, I don't know, make ship modules based on the vehicles? That would be a good way to make ship modules a part of the game again instead of just rotting away in the corner. And also, considering the glaring issue with progression in this game, adding more modules would help fix that. I'm just saying, ship modules need another update because it is hella lacking. Moving on to things that need fixing, we have the bugs. This game has lots and lots of bugs. But before we start, I just want to say that everything that was mentioned beforehand was something that I think Arrowhead could take a bit of time on. Hell, I'll give them the excuse that those things were unscheduled for fixing. But this section here is the main reason I wanted to make this video, because there's absolutely no excuse for Arrowhead. They have promised again and again that they will fix issues, and they are yet to even succeed in removing some horde issues. This game, for its entire lifetime, has been infested with bugs and glitches. First, there are the issues with the game crashing, like when interacting with certain areas of the Super Destroyer that would literally crash your game. The weapon customization and the campaign terminal. Or when too many explosions go off that causes the game to self-destruct. Or just landing in a mission will randomly crash the game with no warning because fuck me, I don't get to play the game I paid for. Then, there are the gameplay issues. Holy shit, there's a lot of them. Where do I even begin? Let's start small with the Hulk's body glitching out, causing it to drastically shift and turn around, making it exponentially more difficult to hit its backside weak point. Then there's the silent charger glitch that causes chargers to be perfectly silent even though they're large as shit. As far as I'm aware, this is the oldest bug in the game and has been present for years. But it's not just the chargers that are silent, since there seems to be a big problem with the majority of enemies being quiet when they very well shouldn't be. An example being tanks, they are the largest offenders of this. Or when every fucking enemy can just phase through objects and corpses. Don't forget the bug where the enemies can just climb tall mountains and snipe Helldivers. But we can't do that because that would be oh so broken, right, Arrowhead? Let's also mention that enemies are for some reason super resistant to fire. Well, as long as it's on the ground. And can just walk through it because why not? Oh, and don't I forget that enemies can just randomly get a speed boost. I'm not talking about Spore Burst, Alpha Commanders, or Cyborgs, by the way. I'm talking about every fucking enemy. For some reason, they can just speed up and kill you. I've had Hulks and Voltless pull that bullshit plenty of times, and that's very annoying if you ask me. And that's just the enemy glitches. There are plenty more gameplay issues. Let's talk about us, shall we? We have the anti-material rifle, which has an issue where its scope will bug the fuck out and refuse to work properly, meaning you can't fucking snipe with the sniper rifle. And on top of that, just having the anti-material rifle on your Helldiver causes the same bug to spread to your other weapons. So that's just fun, isn't it? Or what about the autocannon, which for some odd reason struggles to destroy bulk fabricators, even though it can destroy regular fabricators with ease. Let's also mention the fact that the Flame Sentry and the Lumberer mixed Flamethrower won't work if enemies get too close. This happened because of the EXO Experts update. I'm not bullshitting you. The Flame Sentry and Lumberer mech got bugged the fuck out because of EXO Experts. Beforehand, the Flame Sentry was doing alright. How about the Siege Artillery, which has an issue where the terminal will bug out and just refuse to turn on, no matter what you do? And what about the SAM sites that are useless as fuck on the Illuminate front due to the warp ships are having shields? Like, what's the point of the side objective being there if it isn't going to help? Oh, and also, the fact that some missions will glitch out and not work, meaning you'll be forced to play a different mission, is such a piss off. Like, are we dead ass? What about stratagem bouncing? everybody's favorite topic. This is the most rage-inducing bug ever. It's always a piss-off when I throw my stratagem and somehow it magically bounces to the worst location it could possibly land. And to pair with this shitty bug is Hellpod locking. You know, when your Hellpod either refuses to move or just goes out of its way to not go the direction you want it to. You'd think, considering nobody likes this, that Arrowhead would change this, right? Surely they would get to fixing this, right? But no, that's not the thought process of Arrowhead. Instead, there's a very interesting rule I've noticed that Arrowhead follows way too goddamn often. If it's broken, break more shit, then fix the original problem, then break it again. Well, how do I know this? Simple. It's happened too many times. Example is the silent charger, which Arrowhead did fix once, then immediately the next update, it broke again, and chargers went back into being stealthy bastards. Another example is the War Strider, which when it was given its link joint weak point, multiple other enemies, for some weird-ass reason, lost their weak point. The fucking tanks were given heavy armor on their back. Why? If you haven't noticed yet, Arrowhead has very questionable decision-making skills. They will actively ignore fixing issues until too many are present in the game and the community is actively pissed off. Only then will Arrowhead do some half-assed fixing bugs, patch notes bullshit before going back to their usual schedule. It's literally a loop where the game doesn't actually get better, it just goes back to its non-buggy state until the next update, which will guarantee break the game again. It just sucks. Anyways, all I'm asking for is the game to work properly. That's it. That's all I request. See ya.